Wanted to say good morning, good
Opportunity.
afternoon, and good evening. We know it's a global webinar going on.
There's
And
people from all over. Wow.
wow,
It's hard to keep track.
Brussels, Columbia, Arizona, New Orleans.
France
Awesome.
and UK as well. Costa Rica too. I'm trying. Colombia there. Serbia too. Wow, so many people. This is so nice. So I'm
So,
currently in Portugal, in Lisbon. So I'm on the European side of the webinar here.
and I am located in St. Petersburg, Florida, United States.
So yeah, we
And
have
as
this.
you're as you're coming in, we wanted to introduce the tool that we'll be using today. Everybody is adding into the chat where they are located. That's awesome. Continue doing that. If you have any questions throughout this webinar, you can go ahead and tap the questions tab to ask any questions. We'll have a portion later where we'll be answering those. So continue adding your comments. I see some snow comments.
I see people from St. Pete as well. Puerto
Awesome.
Rico as well, in Mexico. A lot of people from Brazil too.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's early there, I believe. In Mexico too, super early.
Awesome. So
Spain.
I think this is a good time to ask maybe our first poll.
Hmm.
So go ahead and answer this poll for us. We wanted to find out how you're customizing your sales process in Pipedrive. There's so many ways to do it. Uh, so we wanted to get your opinion before we started this webinar. Awesome. You have some answers already? Somewhat customized could be better. Seems like it's winning. Hopefully, uh, this portion next will be helpful. Awesome. So, going ahead and first, before we get started, talk about our agenda. First, we're going to tailor Pipedrive to talk about how you could tailor Pipedrive to your sales process. Next, we'll show and display how you can set follow-up notifications for your deals. Then we'll talk a little bit about syncing your email conversations in one place to make it easier and visible. Then streamlining your outreach with custom email templates and using tracking capabilities for timely follow-ups, as well as sharing your availability with customers in minutes. And then categorizing and tracking your interactions. Right after that, we'll answer your questions in your Q&A.
Exactly. Just to pick up, I was just checking the questions. We will have the Q&A at the end, but I'm sure you will be there as well. You would approach it, but just taking Marcin question here. The recording will be available, okay, just a few minutes after the webinar ends on the email that you used to register, okay? So if you have more than one email, like two work emails or personal and two work email, please make sure it will go to the one that you used to register, okay?
Awesome.
Mm.
So now we'll go into our first portion here. So we'll discuss a few different ways that you can really customize and tailor Pipedrive towards your needs. Understanding that with every Pipedrive account, when you initially start, uh, you'll have a setup of stages that come with every Pipedrive account, by default set to qualified, contact made, demo scheduled, where you can really customize these stages to fit and align with your sales process. We'll go back a page here. And just to display a few different maybe industries that are out there, we have a e-commerce pipeline set up with different stages, understanding that with pipeline, you can Pipedrive, you can customize your deal titles to align with whatever you might be selling. And with additional pipelines, maybe you are an entrepreneur and you have some different industries you're tapping into. You can set up and align your pipeline stages with each of those steps, even with the understanding that maybe you might be dealing with a different set of currencies also. Aligning with that, Pipedrive on the professional plan allows you to customize some of the information that you are capturing. So your custom fields can be specific towards each of your pipelines. For example, I'll go back to this property sales pipeline. And if I'm going to create a deal, I have space and opportunity here to add in some specific information based on this industry that I'm working with. Where if I'm adding deals to other pipelines, they might not have these fields available. Or understanding one example would be a different department is working out of a different pipeline, so they might want to capture specific information that might be helpful.
Sorry, I was I was muted. I'm so sorry. So now, um, hello everyone again. As I said, my name is Bruna, and I'm thrilled to guide you through the Pipedrive, I think, most useful features, which is the email sync. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen. Okay, so we'll go through the features together. It's like Stacy did. I believe it is visible for everyone. And so a bit about the email sync feature. This feature lets you manage all your emails, conversations in one place. Okay, so you sync your email with Pipedrive, and then you can send and receive emails directly from the platform. That way you don't need to jump between one app and the other. You can also create custom templates that we'll see shortly, and also track your outreach. So you can see when people open your emails and also click on your links. So let's see how we can first sync your email. The first thing you need to do is reach out here on the top right, where you have your name and name of the company, and access personal preferences. Once you are in personal preferences, here on the left, we have the email sync tab. Now, one thing about the email sync is that this feature is available on advanced and higher plans. So if you don't have the email sync tab like I do, it just means you are not on the plan. So if you want to use this feature, please upgrade for the advanced or higher plans. Okay, so when you opened the email sync tab, in my case, I have an email that is already disconnected. So I connected the first time. But if this is your first time, you just need to go here on plus email accounts, insert your email, follow the flow and accept the permissions, and then you'll be able to sync it. And Pipedrive connects with almost every provider, like the main ones specifically. Like you can connect with Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, GoDaddy, also with if you have the credentials to your personal email. If you have like a specific email for your company, you will also be able to sync it. Okay. In my case, I'm just gonna reconnect. And once you sync your email, this is what you will see. Okay, so you'll have some tabs here on the top and also some information here that you can sync to fit your needs. In today's case, one of the things that I want to focus is the email tracking right here. So as I mentioned, you can track opening of emails. So you can see when your when your client opens your emails, and also the clicking of links. So if you have links like, let's say, a form, or if you have your website, you can see if the person clicked there or not. Okay. You can also get notifications. So you'll get in-app notifications that you'll be able to see here on the sales assistant for when someone opens your emails or clicks on your links. Okay, so this is what I will show you here on the email sync. But of course, you can tailor it to your needs. Now, when you have your email sync, you can then create your templates. Okay, so this way you can outreach more efficient with your clients. And using templates also ensures consistency in tone and branding. Okay, so it also allows you to save a lot of time. So you need to reach out here to your sales inbox. And to start creating your templates, you just need to start on composing new emails. So right in here. And you go on choose templates. Of course, I do have some already created, but if this is your first time here, so I need to do something like this. Okay, you just go on manage templates. In here, you'll be able to see the templates that you already have created. You can delete the templates. You can reorder the template. So if you want one of the templates to appear first, if there's a template that you use a lot, you can also bring it to the top, and you can bulk edit the visibility. So if you want to make it private or shared with others in your company. To start adding a new template, you just click in here. So you have to give it a template name, of course, set the visibility, the subject, and start creating your template. As you see here, you can change the fonts, sizes, colors, and everything, links, and images too. But one thing that is really nice when it comes to the templates, and again, it allows you to save a lot of time, is this button right here. So insert fields. In here, you will be able to add placeholders for leads, deals, person, and organization. Okay, and these placeholders will be filled in with information when you send the email. Okay, so in this case, we already have some templates created, so we can go here. For example, this one, as you can see, we have the first name for the contact person, the owner of the deal, the name of the organization, and you can also use custom fields. So this is really nice because if you have a lot of custom fields, you can also use it inside your templates. So this is created. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we can use the templates. And we'll go to a deal, and let's go to the deal Stacy right
Oh, that's
here.
my name.
Yes, I'm going to use you for my testing here. So, as you see, when you select to send an email, it will appear who it's from. And since I have my template created, what I need to do is just click in here. And as you see, as long as the information is filled in, the information will appear in here. Okay, so the name of the contact person right there, the name of the owner of the deal, which is me, organization, and also the custom field industry. So in here, you just have your templates, your email is created, and you just send it. Now, it might take a few seconds, okay? It will be on outgoing, it's completely normal. Also depends on your email provider, on your internet connection. So it can be in outgoing for a few seconds, completely normal and expected. And if you are worried on how it looks like, oops, it was sent. Let's refresh the page again here. Okay, so if you are worried on how the placeholders look like, just normal texting. Okay, so you don't need to worry like, oh, it will be like highlighted. No, it's just like a normal email, so people won't even know you are using a template. Now, I sent my email to Stacy. So let's see if the email was opened. So we'll see the tracking. And how do we do this? We go to our sales inbox right there. And here on the sent folder, we'll have Stacy, and we have this little eye right here. Now, if the little eye is light blue like this one, and if you put your mouse over it, you can see it was not opened yet. Okay, it's okay. If this is darker blue and you put your mouse over it, you can see when it was open. You have the time and the hour. Also, if it was open more than once, and I do believe I have one email here exactly, you can see it was open more than once, and you can see exactly the time and the hour. Okay, and this is really good. For example, if a recipient hasn't opened your email in a few days, you can send them a quick reminder. Or if you see that a client has opened your email multiple times, it's a strong signal they're engaged and they're ready to take the next step. Okay, so use this data to plan your follow-ups as well. When it comes to the links, so if you send them a link, if you see here, we have the link, so go to Google, and we have this little ball right there. Right now, the little ball is empty. So it means it was not clicked yet. If the little ball was filled in, it would mean that the email was open. The link was clicked. Sorry, so it would be filled in. Okay, so remember, use this data. It's really nice. It's really helpful because it will help you again to do your follow-ups in a timely manner. Also, when and how to reach out to your clients. Now, so far, we have explored here how Pipedrive's email sync feature helps you in your communications, but what happens when a client is ready to connect for a meeting? And I have another question here that will pop up on our screen. It's to know, how do you currently share your availability with customers? So do you use the Pipedrive scheduler? Do you back and forth emails? You know, those back and forth emails that everyone had, even with your friends just trying to book a dinner, you know, like, I can do it on Tuesday. No, I can only do it on Friday. Friday, I'm not available. You know, even with clients, with friends, family, we've all been there. So just let me know how you do it. So back and forth emails, exactly. It's winning. It's the normal thing. Okay, you don't follow. Well, don't share your availability. Pipedrive scheduler, it's on the bottom. Let's see if we can change that here on our webinar. So I see people still answering. But yeah, the back and forth email seems to be the winning here. Now, so let's see how we can change that. And we'll be talking about the Pipedrive scheduler. Okay, so you exchange emails, you track the engagement. So the next logical step is, of course, to arrange a meeting with your client just to follow up. So again, instead of wasting time with back and forth emails, you can use the Pipedrive scheduler. So it's really easy. You just share your availability with customers in minutes. And you can also use the scheduler feature with the email sync. Okay. And basically, as I said, it allows you to share the availability and ensures that the meetings are not over booking with other meetings. Okay. So you can do it on the activities tab or also on the email sync. I will show you how. One thing about the email sync, and one thing about the scheduler feature is to prevent double booking, you can sync your calendar in real time. Okay, so you can sync your Google Calendar or Outlook, and this way you avoid double booking also with your work email, with your work calendar. Now, once you are here, you just need to access here meeting scheduler. Then you go on manage availability. As you see, I already have one created, but we're going to create a new one. And the first thing you need to do is add the availability. And as you can see right off the bat, it's only 3 steps, so it's really easy and fast. First thing is for you to select how long should each meeting be. And this, of course, depends on the type of meeting you're having. If it's a demo call, normally it's 1 hour. If it's just checking, for example, a budget, let's say 30 minutes. It's really up to you how long you want the meeting to be. Have some defaults and you can add customs. But let's go with 1 hour and let's see how we can streamline the sales process. Then you can select when the availability is active. I'm going to put it from today's date, and you don't need to add an end date. Okay, there's no need for it. However, if you don't, unless you disable the link, people will be able to book meetings with you in 2026. So if you don't want that to happen, usually I advise you to add an end date. So let's say the 7th. And then you select the time that you are available for meetings. We have a breakdown here from Sunday until Saturday. And if you click, you'll have a breakdown of the hours, just like we have, for example, on our Google Calendar. So what you need to do is just click, and Pipedrive will add a slot of 2 hours. This is by default, but of course you can make it bigger or smaller. It depends on the time that you have. Okay, so let's say I have from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. and then another block here, and I'm going to save. Tuesday, let's say I have the whole morning, and it's the same availability for Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So I can just copy the availability, which is, again, super helpful, so you don't have to go and add the blocks all manually every single time. Then you continue here to the meeting details. Now, in here, as you see, the first thing is the meeting name, the name that you want to give. Here, you can add a location. If you have one of these integrations with your Pipedrive, Zoom meeting, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet, you can just click and Pipedrive will generate the link automatically. You can add a description. Let's say, let's discuss how we can help streamline your sales process. And one thing here is that you can add fields for the invited to fill in. This can be like a pre-meeting questionnaire, let's say. Just this way you can gather key details from the client before the call. Okay, so if you need, for example, topics to discuss, let's say. Okay, so you need to know the topics that the user wants or has more difficulty. You can make this required. Okay, so this way people, your clients, when they are booking the meeting, they will need to fill this in. Okay. Here on this side, it's what will be visible only to you. You can select the meeting type, the activity type, in this case can be meeting, and here it will be information only for you. So imagine you already have topics you need to discuss on these types of meetings. So you can say topics not to forget. And let's say I'm gonna add a bullet list. So it can be, for example, the pipeline and the email sync, calendar sync. Okay, imagine this is usually I do it like this because my memory is not the best, so I always need some bullet points just to know what I am doing here. Okay, so you can do it like that. When you continue, you will have here a link that you can share with your clients, and you also have an named code if you want to add this to your website. Okay, so you share the link with your clients, and this is what they will see. Okay, so in here they have my name, the name of the company, also the title that you gave, the description, and you can select the days. Remember, I only select to be available until Friday the 7th. So after that, it will no longer be available. And what the person can do is just type the day they want and select the time frame. So this way, it will go with your availability and theirs. You also have different time zones. Okay, as you see, you have all of them available. So you can just select the time zone of your choice. And the name here, it can be Bruna. Let's go with my email there. And remember, I put topics to discuss as required. So if I confirm the booking, people will not be able to do it. So let's say the pipeline. And I've just confirmed my booking. Now, of course, the calendar invite will be sent to the client's side and also to you. But on Pipedrive, if I go back in here, so I'm going to do it then. Here, if I expand, I can see the activity was already created. And I can also see it on my calendar. So right in here. If I click, you can see the name of the client, whatever name they introduced there, and also the topics to discuss. So anything that the client adds there to the questionnaire that you add will be in here. Okay. So then you go ahead with your day, you have your meeting with Bruna, and you can mark it as done. Okay. So this is one simple way for you to save a lot of time with those back and forth emails. Just create your availability. Depending on your plan, you can create more than one. Okay, so if you have, for example, demo calls, budget calls, you can create more than one and share it with your customers. Now, some tips. Add time buffers just between meetings. This way you can avoid back-to-back scheduling, okay? Because it can be a little bit tiring. You might miss some information. So time buffers are really nice. And you can also limit the number of meetings you can have per day. Okay, again, to prevent some burnout that you might have. How to add this to your email? You can use the link, of course, or here, when you go to the email composer, you have this here, meeting scheduler. So you can go here and type the meeting that you want and see my schedule and book a time here. And you have the link. Okay, so this way you can, of course, add this to any email of your choosing. You can also add it to your template. So this way you can make them together, work together with these features. And that's a wrap on my side. Okay, so I hope you feel confident using Pipedrive Scheduler, and please use it, okay, because it will simplify your scheduling and how you reach out to your clients. And with this being said, I'm going to pass the mic here to Stacy, and happy scheduling.
Awesome, awesome. And I think we wanted to talk a little bit about the rotten feature on this call as well. So go ahead and share my screen. So back to my pipeline, understanding that with each stage, you want to make sure you apply appropriate pressure to your deals to make sure they get into a one position. When editing your pipeline, going back to these pipeline stage names, you can also add a rotten feature that will add a cool overlay to your deals, notifying you when they've been idle for a long period of time. So depending on the time period that you apply to each one of these stages, you can add a visual reminder to your salespeople that that deal might have been there for longer than necessary. And also applying this, you can also connect this to your workflow automation feature to apply notifications as well. Just because utilizing the feature or the filters allows you to um, so be sure to utilize this filter and your rotten feature in connection just to assist your team and also yourself to keep aligned with each of your deals in a timely manner. Next, we wanted to ask you another poll just to continue to get your feedback on this call. So how do you keep track of your current customer interactions? Are you doing that within Pipedrive? If you're not, please start to, especially after this webinar, extremely helpful just to keep everything in one place. So let's see what the tally is. Not consistent. Okay. All right. Well, I'm hopeful that this webinar will be helpful with expanding that. Awesome. So I'll go ahead and share my screen again and talk or follow up on Bruna's portion of the email. And I'll go ahead and navigate over to the sales inbox just to make this a little bit more smaller. So if you notice already, I have some labels that I have included to identify different conversations and categorize them. These labels are helpful just also because they're color coded, but allows you to navigate these different conversations and maybe direct them to the necessary person to coordinate sales efforts. Also in this section, you'll notice I have more than one email connected to Pipedrive. That is a cool capability that's available on Professional Plans and Hire, where you can actually connect up to 3 on the Power Plan. And connect me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, Bruna, on the Enterprise Plan. How many can you connect?
I think it's five
It's 5. So
per user, yes. So that's a lot.
yeah, this could be helpful for those that are using Pipedrive for marketing efforts, just to connect that additional email address to send out marketing emails, newsletters, or maybe even continuity purposes, maybe a teammate's out of the office or something of that sort. Oh, one other thing with the interactions with your activities, please don't forget that you can customize these activities to highlight exactly what you and your team are completing, just to kind of categorize those different engagements. If you're not already aware, you can create additional custom activities by navigating to your company settings and then activities. And then all the way at the bottom, with each Pipedrive account, you get a default list of activities, but you can always customize them. It's suggested to identify an aligning icon and create your activity. So go ahead and create some additional ones if you haven't already, just because they're useful and helpful when you are creating those new activities within your account. You'll see them present. And also for reporting later. Awesome. I
Nice.
think that allows us to maybe go into our Q&A section. Just so you're aware, we also will be capturing feedback of your experience in this webinar. We want to know more of what you'd like to see more of, features, processes, explanations, anything in between.
I'm just answering some questions while you were presenting. I'm just answering here. So let me answer this one. Well, yeah, we do have really good questions. Some of them are not related to the webinar, but don't worry, because after the webinar ends, the questions that were not answered, we will be sharing it in our community page. Okay, so don't worry, because there's a lot of questions here. So don't worry, you will have the answers there. Okay. Mm-mm.
So I guess we could start answering some questions live here. I'll bring one up. How reliable is the email opening tracker? When I send emails with multiple links, it often shows that the lead has opened the email and all the links instantly after it was sent. I assume it's email security scanning the links. So one thing to keep in mind, the email sync is syncing your email into Pipedrive, but also keep in mind your recipient has security features in place that is working to protect them as well. So oftentimes the email tracker pixel that's embedded in your email message can fall proof to those. So it's not 100%, but it is a useful tool to use in effort of engagement.
Nice. We have a question here, just more or less already answered, but just like to clean this up. Can a second email for a coworker be added to the email sync? So you can add multiple email syncs depending on your plan. On advanced, you can only add one. On professional, you can add 2, 3, and 5 according to the plan that you have. However, keep in mind that adding like a second email that's not yours to your Pipedrive might be a little bit confusing. So keep that in mind. Each people should have their own emails synced to their own accounts. But it's up to you if they're okay with it and you're okay with it. But yeah, depending on the plan that you have, you can sync more than one email. Yeah. Let me see.
Next question, I believe. Will you be discussing deal automations later in this webinar? Unfortunately, not in this webinar. We have a lot of pre-recorded webinars about automations. Bruna hosts a lot of webinars about automations, and we can definitely host some more here in the future.
Exactly. I was just checking if we have on demand webinar. We do have a lot of in Spanish, so if I saw we have a lot of Spanish speakers here. So right now we don't have like live webinars in Spanish, but we do have a lot of on-demand webinars in Spanish. Just a quick note. Just checking here, but I don't think so. So let's see.
Let's see.
Ah,
How will using Scheduler be better than a
oh,
third-party tool like Calendly? Easy, just because you can automatically identify a meeting scheduled as a unique custom activity type within Pipedrive. Therefore, creating reporting is a little bit easier later down the road when it comes to the week, the month, the quarter, the year. You can identify how many um, initial meetings we had or how many inventory checks were completed over a period of time. So it's always better to keep everything in one tool if you can, and if you have better use to keep everything there.
so we have another question here from Tatiana: how to view analytics from managers on sent emails and response from clients. So we have a reporting tool. It's called Insights, and inside Insights you have activity performance type of report, and then you have email performance report. So you can see how many emails were being sent, open, and so on by each Pipedrive user or the whole company, let's say. And just a quick note, because I saw a lot of people here. Dina here, which is from our team, shared the link for our webinars. The live ones are more on the new customer side, but if you scroll down, you have on-demand webinars, and there you have a lot of Spanish options. Okay, so I see Juan here sharing Spanish, porfa. So it's there. Okay, so you can check uh, there. And guys, if you have questions, please use the questions tab. Okay, because the chat tab we might lose some information. So if you want the answers, the questions answered, use the questions tab. Let's see what else. Okay, we have one good question. I have a question about pipeline. You have an account manager section where things can move to once we mark something as one. So we have an amazing tool that is called automations. So you can create an automation that when a deal is marked as one, it will move, for example, to another stage or to another pipeline. It's not an account manager section, it's an automation. So if you're not familiar with this tool, in my opinion, it's one of the best tools that Pipedrive has. It allows you to save a lot of time. So you can create a lot of automations there. And this is one good example of an automation you can create. So great question. Okay, so we have another question here. So with emails, does Pipedrive have access to all the emails for that address? What about confidential information? Great question, Mike. So when you are syncing your email for the first time, or even after you sync it, you have on the email sync tab, you have a section for labels or folders. So you don't need to sync all the emails that you have. You can only sync specific folders. For example, in my case, on the email that I have synced, I have multiple folders, but I only sync, for example, Pipedrive and email sync folder. So even inbox or send folders not synced. So you can choose the folder, the label that you want to have synced. Okay, great question, Mike, by the way.
And we don't have access to the emails. Your emails are probably the most private thing within Pipedrive as far as the privacy and security that's applied to them.
True, that is true.
Let's see, what domain is used when sending an email through Pipedrive? So even though you're connecting your email to Pipedrive, you are still operating off your host email service provider, working in connection to allow that email to go through. So that recipient is going to be seeing your email address, not Pipedrive.
Exactly.
It won't even really look different.
True. So what I always say in my webinars, like, think of the email sync as a mirror to your email provider. So everything will look like it was sent from your email provider, and also it will have the same limitations, because I saw a question somewhere about number of emails that you can send. So it will be exactly the same limitations that you have on your email provider. For example, if in Gmail you can only send 100 emails a day, in Pipedrive you can only send 100 emails a day. Okay, so think of it as a mirror. What you can do on your email provider, you can do it on Pipedrive. Okay, so there's no difference. So the only difference, basically, you can send and receive emails inside another platform. That's it. And we have here Veronica. Will Pipedrive have functionality to create email folders as in Outlook? So right now we don't have it, but we do have labels. So you can add labels to your emails and then you can filter on the labels. So for example, labels for customers, let's say in Europe. So you can add the label there and then you can filter on email sync for that. Right now it's not a folder, but it works almost the same. So you just need to give it a label and then you can filter it. I think that's the best way you can do it.
So we have another email question. How do I, as a manager, see analytics on emails sent by the team? So for one, it's important that your team is utilizing and connected to the email sync. That for one will provide you the capability to see or overview how many emails are being sent. For example, I can share my screen to show you a little bit of what Bruno was referring to. Within the Insights tool, you have a dedicated report that is reporting on the email performance. So that is related to emails going in and out, and also those that are being tracked. So number of emails. But also in addition to that, we have 2 brand new reports for your contacts that allow you to track how many emails are being sent to them as well. So one example would be number of emails, and then maybe tracking the owner of those particular contacts. All right.
Just a quick note here. I shared a link for on-demand webinar about insights. And also I had a question here from just checking the chat tab and questions tab from Brad saying, did I hear that you're limited to 100 emails a day? No, it was just an example. Okay, so I was just saying that the same limits you have on your email provider are the same that you have on Pipedrive. It was just an example. Okay, imagine the limit that you can do a day is 100 on your Gmail. It will be the same limit on your Pipedrive. Okay, so it's just an example, not 100. It depends really on the on your email provider. Okay, you're welcome.
Yes, that's good information for everybody to be aware of. Depending on your service provider, each provider has limits. You probably haven't hit that limit if you're unaware, and hopefully you never do, really. But every service provider has limits.
Exactly. So it will be exactly the same limits right there. Okay. We have a great question. Can you batch send emails using a template? If so, how? Yes, you can. You can use group emailing in Pipedrive. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. Let me just share my page a second. So how to send? Okay. So you are in your contacts. Okay. Maybe you'll have a filter applied for the people you want to send an email to. You can select the people, like everyone or just a few, and then you click here on send group email. And when you send group email, okay, I don't have email addresses here, but you can choose the template right here. Okay, so this is one of the ways you can do it. It's using the group emailing. Okay. But again, remember you have limitations when it comes to send emails to a lot of people. We always advise you not to use the group emailing as a marketing tool, okay? Because you might reach, of course, the limits that your provider has. Okay, so have that in mind. is it possible to add data to the cards that appear in pipeline? So the cards are the deal cards, correct? So we do have a feature, it's called Customize Deal Cards. You can do that. It's up to 7 fields of information. And I do believe multiple option and long text fields are not available. But you can do it. I'm going to show you how really quick. So if you are on your pipeline, so right in here, right there, you can go and customize deal cards right here. So you can change the information that you have. Now, this is limited to a feature. Let me do a plan. Let me just double check what is the plan. Okay, because if I'm not mistaken, exactly, this feature is available on professional and higher plans. So professional, power, and enterprise. Okay, what else? It's not possible to add pictures to the deal cards. Okay, so deal cards, it will only have the fields related to it. So if I go and customize deal cards here, you can see you have fields related to the deal, person, and organization. You will also have custom fields, except multiple option and long text, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Long text, multiple, and that range. Yes, those are the ones that are not supported. We do have a lot of questions. Any question else? Any other question, Stacy?
Yes. So this is a great question. Can you set reminders in the calendar? E.g., a client is not ready but would like a follow-up in a few months. That would strictly pertain to the automation. The automation can allow you to really, you can automate that action, or you can manually create a follow-up activity in a few months that would pop up when that time was occurring. You could schedule something for the future, or you could set up a reminder that would maybe make your deal inactive for a period of time and then reactivate it after a period of time.
So sharing some links here.
So we have another automation question. Is there a way to set up an automation to send an email when it is moved into a new stage? Yes, that would just take selecting a trigger set as when the deal has been updated, applying a condition that would specify that stage, and then applying an action that would send the email. You could even apply a delay in between that would send an email at a certain set time if you'd like. So let's see, another question. Are there any integrations for WhatsApp? Here in Mexico, I wish I was in Mexico. Here in Mexico, it's very popular among people. So this is a great question. I'm not sure if everyone is aware of our great marketplace that has recently gotten a few updates. If you navigate over to your left side menu panel, you'll see the marketplace available. We have some cool AI components that have been added here. You could simply type in what you're looking for, and this will provide you with options matching your industry and company size, letting you know what other companies like yours are using out in the market.
Yeah, our marketplace is really nice. You have a lot of tools there. It's amazing. And by the way, I also wish I was in Mexico. I was there last week, but I wish I could go back. Actually, not return to Portugal. So just yeah. So we have another question. If you have more than one email synced, can you send from either email address? Yes, so when you have more than one email sync, you have to select one to be by default. Okay, so by default, those emails will be sent from that email that you set. But when you are sending, you can select who is it from. So if you have email A or email B. Okay, so you can select when you are sending. So you can send from both. Yes. Great question. It is a whole universe, Pipedrive. Yeah. Let me check. We have a lot of questions. I don't think we'll have time for all of them. But don't worry, what some of the questions will be answered and shared on the community page. Okay. Can the Pipedrive scheduler sync with your Outlook calendar? Yes. So to do that, you need to sync your calendar beforehand. Okay. So and Google the Pipedrive calendar can sync with Outlook and also for example Gmail. So you sync your calendar just like you synced your email. Okay, and then you can create the scheduler and share it, and that way it will be linked both, and you don't have like overbookings. Okay, it's better actually if you have your calendar synced with Pipedrive. So again, you can avoid having overbookings there. Mm-mm. I'm jumping between chat and questions just because there's a and just a question here. Rogério, I am Portuguese. Portuguese from Portugal, yes. The recording will be sent a few minutes after the webinar ends, okay, to the email that you used to register. Mm.
So we have a great question from Christos about AI. Excuse my ignorance, but AI is incorporated in Pipedrive, e.g. help formulate emails. Yes, I could briefly talk about AI. We have some development with AI here at Pipedrive that has made it easier for you to navigate your conversations and create conversations with some of your customers. Navigating over to tools and apps, you'll see what AI is available in your account. We have some components that assist you with creating emails based on interactions with customers. And then we also have some features that are in beta that allow you to interact with some existing conversations to provide you with summaries. So definitely check out what might be currently available in your account and consider testing out some of the features on the trials that are available in your account.
Nice. Really exciting times to look forward to. I love to see all the emojis going up here on the webinars. I always like this.
I love the interaction.
Yes, and it's always nice to have these types of the webinars because you really do interact with us, and it's really really nice. I have people here saying they love Portugal. Nice. You're all
Me
welcome.
too.
Yeah, Stacey's. It's you've been here quite a few times, right?
Thank you, Pipedrive.
Yay. Yeah, Portugal is a
Work.
really good country, and we have really good food. Small one, but it's really good food. Mm-mm.
So I think we have time for maybe one last question or maybe a few more. This is an email related question. So let's see. In the email feature, can someone send an email on behalf of someone else in your organization? I'm a salesperson who often has back-to-back meetings and have a team member who sends emails on my behalf. This would be helpful on the professional plan to have where you have the capability to connect more than one email. Right now, Pipedrive doesn't have the capability to share an inbox, but if you do have access to the email address and the credentials, you would be able to connect more than one. But also keep in mind, you can also identify visibility of an email. So if there's an email that has come across your inbox, you can also share it with a teammate and link it to their contact page.
Yes. So we see we have a lot of questions, and thank you so much, all of you. But I don't think we won't have time to answer them all. And we have some questions that were already answered, so in the community page they won't be answered probably. Um, but we have people here. Just one quick note before, just one more. The webinar is being recorded and it will be available on your email. Okay, you can rewatch it how many times you need, and you can also share it with other people from your company, or if you know someone who wants to start using Pipedrive, doesn't know how, you can share the recording with them. Okay, and we have someone here saying our CEO is also from Portugal. Nice. And they're using Pipedrive. That's nice. Say hi to them from us.
And also keep in mind, we love your feedback. If I saw a comment in there saying that they wanted a more advanced webinar, let us know exactly what you want to see in some of these webinars, whether it's a process, anything in that relation. We always appreciate your feedback just so we can know what's better to highlight in the webinars that we conduct.
Exactly. And also, for example, if you want some more information about automations, this is a highly requested webinar. We do have a basic webinar for automations, how to start using it. If you already use automations and want to learn more, just give some examples. Because if you only say automations, it's like kind of broad to us, so we don't know exactly where to start, because we already have some on demand and live webinars on automation. So if you want to know like something specific, just share with us. We always appreciate any type of feedback. And also, I'm gonna share here on our chat tab, because I saw a lost comment saying where can I find the community. It's somewhere, so I'm just gonna add here the Pipedrive community page. If you don't know Pipedrive community, you are losing out some really good information, because the community is like where other users like yourselves just go there and share, for example, workarounds. If you have questions about something specific, you can go there and ask, and other users, also our product managers, sometimes they are there, they answer to. So it's really, really a nice place. You can also share feedback there. You have a page there to sorry, a page there where you can share ideas and feedbacks, and you can also sign in for beta testing. Okay, so it's amazing. Our Pipedrive community is really, really nice. And of course, our knowledge base, our best friends in all times. So if you're new to Pipedrive, or if you already use Pipedrive, just use our knowledge base. Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, I'm seeing all the things there are. Some and Marina saying you were using Pipedrive off gas. It's normal, especially in the beginning, because Pipedrive does have a lot of buttons, a lot of features. Sometimes it's hard to keep track and how to use everything. So it's normal, don't worry. You also
But we're
have.
hopeful that you learned a little bit something
Mhm.
today. If not, and you didn't like this webinar, give us feedback. Let us know.
I hope I hope that you'll all of you like the webinar, but if you didn't, I see some bad emojis there for Adam. Adam, I hope you like the webinar.
Reach out, Adam. Let us know.
So Jack, the recording will be sent on to your email. Okay, so you don't need to look for it. It will be sent to you, so you don't need to worry. Just allow it a few minutes, okay, for Livestorm to back it up, and then it will be sent to you. And I do believe all the messages on the questions tab, the answered ones, will also be shared, as I think.
Yes.
So I think we've come to the end of the webinar. Thank you all so much for all the lovely messages here. It was really, really nice. Really appreciate all the feedback and all the things in here. And yeah, I wish you all a great day, a great rest of the week, a good year. I think we can still say that. I know
Yes.
January, it's been
Still
like
early.
25 years since we are in January, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Take care and stay safe, everyone. Thank you again. Bye bye.